All right, for lesson 8, there are no new lesson notes. So let's go right into the examples. So here's a pattern of trapezoids. The number of trapezoids quadruples from one stage to the next. And we can see here, we go from 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14, 15, 16. So we go from 1 to 4 to 16. So it is quadrupling from one stage to the next. Write an equation for the function f of n, the number of smallest trapezoids after stage n. So we are going to fill in our exponential growth formula. So our initial value in this case, we start off with one trapezoid, so it'll be 1 times 4 to the power of x because it quadruples. So remember, I talked about this last week. Because my initial value is 1, I could just say that my equation is 4 to the power of x because 1 times anything is itself. So that is my equation for the number of trapezoids, 4 to the power of x. How many trapezoids are there when n is 10? Okay, so actually I'm going to change this because they chose to use n instead of x. So I'm going to change my variable here, and I'm going to change that to n. Right, to make it consistent. And they want to know the amount after stage 10. So it's going to be 4 to the power of 10. So to find that answer, let's go into Desmos. And let's do 4 to the power of 10. So that's going to be 1,048,576. So 1,048,576. All right, so that's the answer to number 2. At a certain stage, there are 262,144 trapezoids. After what stage does this occur? So essentially what we need to do is we need to figure out after what stage number, so what exponent do we have to have on 4 in order to get that 262,144 as an answer. So I'm going to use Desmos. So we know the answer is not 2. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep increasing my exponent until I get to 262,000. So there we go. There's our answer. So after how many stages, after what stage does this occur? It's going to be after stage 9. So the answer ended up being 9. Stage 9. Okay. So that's it for the first part here. Next part. On the first day of the month, a video posted on YouTube had 2 views. Each day, the number of views tripled. Create a function, v of x, the number of views the YouTube video has after x days. So that will be number 4. So again, let's fill in our exponential growth formula. Okay, our initial value, it said on the first day of the month, the video posted had 2 views. So our initial value is 2. Each day, the number of views tripled. So my growth factor is going to be 3. So 2 times 3 to the power of x, and it's tripling each day. So x is days in this case. So there's your answer to number 4. Find the number of views that the video has in 3 days, 36 hours, and 12 hours. So 3 days, 36 hours, and 12 hours. 3 days. Part B was 36 hours, and Part C was 12 hours. Okay. So for 3 days, we're going to plug in x equals 3. So 2 times 3 cubed. And we'll find the answer in a moment. 36 hours is how many days? 36 hours is how many days? Well, to figure that out, I have to divide by 24. Okay? So 24, that's going to be a day and a half. So 36 hours is the same as a day and a half. 1.5 days. So I'm going to plug in 2 times 3 to the power of 1.5. And for C, we should know that 12 hours is half of a day. So I'm going to plug in x equals 0.5. So 2 times 3 to the power of a half. So let's quickly go on Desmos and find these answers. So we have 2 times 3 cubed. So 2 times 3 cubed. Okay, so there's your answer to A, 54. Then we have 2 times 3 to the power of 1.5. So since we're talking about views, YouTube video views, I'm going to round that to 10. And then we have an exponent of a half. So 2 times 3 to the power of a half. So we're going to go ahead and round that to 3 views. Okay, so those are your answers for number 5. Let's take a look at number 6. Oh, excuse me. That was your answer to number 5, yeah. Let's take a look at number 6. Use a calculator to estimate the number of days it takes to reach at least 700 million views. So our function is 2 times 3 to the power of x. So we need to estimate how long it's going to take to reach 700 million views. So I'm just going to keep guessing and checking. So we are up to 28 million. Let's try 20. Okay. Oops. Sorry for that. We're up to 15. So we're up to 28 million. 16, 86 million. 17, 258 million. So now we're getting closer. And there we go. So after day 18, we're over 700 million. So the answer to A, okay, to estimate the number of days to reach at least 700 views, it's going to take between 17, because in day 17, after day 17, we're at 258 million. And after day 18, we're at 774 million. So it's going to take at least 18 days. So for 6, it's going to take at least 18 days for A. Let's take a look at for B. One million views. Okay, so obviously that's going to be significantly less. So on day 10, we're at 118,000. 354,000. There we go. So on day 11, we're at 354,000. And on day 12, we're over 1 billion. So it's going to take at least 12 days to reach 1 million views. Okay. And that is it. I believe that is it. Let's double check. That is it for lesson 8.